Hi there, Commanders. GuardianE here with another skin showcase and overview video for Azur Lane. We're here on the Welcome to Little Academy event, and they did drop a skin batch in association with the event. And it is consistent in theming with the actual event, with the whole school motif. It comes with 1 live 2D and 2 dynamic skins, and all 3 of those animated skins are actually available for rent as well in the rental outfit. So we can see right over here, newcomer Alvitr has a dynamic skin, as well as Duke of York over here, and we've got Lusty with her very first live 2D. Illustrious, a milestone for her, so definitely happy to see it. For Lusty's live 2D, we're definitely going to be checking out all of the animations and as many of the secret interactions that we can find. So before we head over to the skin shop itself and check out what Akashi has in store for us, I will just briefly remind you that if you do enjoy this type of content, including Azur Lane videos, and you would like to help support the channel, please consider leaving a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel for more. We really do appreciate it, and thank you so much. So why don't we first start over here with Eldridge in After School Good Girl. So another Eldridge skin. She's donned a grade school uniform while lugging her adorable floppy-eared stuffed animal at her side. She's waiting outside by the school gate, it seems, her little arms wrapped up around the strap of her satchel, matching the pale yellow of her hat. Sakura petals are floating down from the trees, looming above, and just peppering that bright and clear sky. It really does seem like a beautiful, delightful day for a stroll, amidst the chaos of all of the little Manjuu stumbling about with slices of cake. I also really like the design of the bus with the Manjuu face up front. It is very cute, and we've got some cameos in the back as well. Now next up we've got Z47's Young Again filter in a playground setting, her pink twin tails flopping from the motion of the seesaw. It's a unique perspective from the bottom of the mechanism, with Z47 hoisted up into the air, the expanse of the clear blue sky behind her as her hat just flies off of her head. All sorts of cute ribbons and stickers and pins, other knickknacks are attached to her bag. I do like the detail of the rabbit face on the bottom of her Crocs that she's wearing. The angled view also creates an interesting warped fisheye look to the other playground pieces. You've got a jungle gym, looks like a climber to the side, and it makes it one of the more dynamic skins with this particular theming, has that youthful vibrancy and movement to it. Next up, we've got U31 in Let's Go Home. A bit of a troublemaker, it seems. She's slovenly left articles of clothing just strewn about carelessly, nomming on that lollipop while looking positively bored. Now, she may have even made some unbecoming scribbles on the napping Manjuu sitting atop the cubby space, too. I don't know what he or she did to deserve that. She herself is in disarray, her uniform disheveled as she lays prone on the wood panel floor amidst the building blocks and the markers. The setting, the pose, and the expressions really do capture U31 being this absolutely restless scamp. It seems like she's had enough for the day, so maybe it's time to just go home, get an ice cream cone or something. U43 has somehow found herself in an unusual predicament, claiming the underside of this climber as a secret base. She's drawn up some plans and tacked them onto the wall for some strategy discussions, but despite these best-laid plans, she's seemingly mummified part of her legs with a spool of bandage as it rolls away from her. The unfiltered panic, distress across her face is pretty hilarious. The matching colors of the charm and the handbag with the pink and black of her hair and skirt is very satisfying to see, and the cute design of the bag riff off of the logo on her eye patch. There's a Manjuu on the upper floor of the climber peering down from above, perhaps suggesting that maybe this isn't the best location for a secret base. But then the sunlight bouncing off of the vibrant plastic and the streaming in from the holes in the ceiling adds a playfulness to the whole thing. Alright, well next up is Duke of York's dynamic motion skin, the Chic Counselor, and I am going to be picking this one up, so let's go ahead and grab it right now. Thou hast come. Welcome to my Athenaeum, young Odysseus. Today thou shalt receive Duke of York's instruction. Now come forth, take a seat, and hearken to my teachings. I will absorb everything you tell me like a sponge. Well, here we have Duke of York looking absolutely ravishing as the school counselor, perched atop this office chair, her piercing crystal blue eyes just analyzing us from beneath the wireframe glasses, her coral hair impeccable and glossy as it trails down her back and shoulders. She's wearing this tight-fitted red blazer that molds to the bulging contours of her fulsome chest. The color has just the right amount of flash while remaining both posh and sophisticated. She's opted to go with either no shirt or a low shirt underneath, which reveals a generous amount of decadent cleavage, with the lace of the black bra peeking up over the button clasp. Gorgeous stocking-clad legs are a heavenly sight, Crossed and sultry from this low-angle perspective, the soft shading across the velvety fabric highlights the captivating shape and the full length of her beautiful thighs and calves. She herself is wrapped in this mature air, just brimming with confidence, with every stylish twirl of the pen in her hand. The sunlight streaming in through the blinds behind her just amplifies her feminine body line in an alluring way. Just a phenomenal skin and representation of sexy business attire, I have to say, and I'm certainly a fan of that. And the assortment of fun animations just really bring her to life. I think this one is absolutely worth the gems personally, for those Duke of York fans out there. Alright, next up on deck we have Alvitr's Dynamic Motion skin, and we are going to be picking this one up as well. Let's go ahead and grab this one. Oh, Commander, you may have noticed that the air conditioner is busted. I surmised from its volume levels that it was at its limit, but now that it's broken, life has become a struggle. Very, very dramatic. Alvitr looks positively spectacular dressed up in this counselor's outfit. Apparently the air conditioning is out, and the sweltering heat paired with Alvitr's scorching body is enough to melt us on the spot. Beneath those wireframe glasses, she tosses amorous and fiery glances our way. Her long, extravagant raven hair just cascades down her back and trails onto the floor behind her. The white blouse and pencil skirt clings to her every curve. From the swell of her sublime bust to her luscious hips and thighs, the thin fabric strains against her outstanding proportions, buttons struggling as they reveal a tantalizing peak of ample cleavage. Brooch and ruffles add some classy refinement to the top. She's peeled the blazer off her shoulders from the heat. The shirt is sleeveless to reveal the mesmerizingly smooth expanse of her heaving chest and underarms. The slight bounce with every deep breath is absolutely captivating. I love how the skirt just sinks into the softness at the small of her back and cinches at the creamy skin of her slender waist. A stunning set of impeccably sculpted legs on display with the light dancing off of her bare silky skin. A delicious view of succulent thighs, enhanced by that enthralling crossed legs position. This skin is a celebration of Alvitr's mouthwatering physique with enthrallingly suggestive allure. The tongue, the spit string, the popsicle, that bewitching stare, masterful execution of sensuality, just brimming with a fiery heat. This one was a no-brainer pickup for me, an absolute must-get. Oh, and by the way, thought it was worth noting that Alvitr has an animation for Return to Port, where she whips out a popsicle and starts licking on it, so just thought that was important to share. And last but certainly not least, we have the live 2D for Illustrious, and we are hands down going to be picking this one up, our private study session. There we go. Oh, Commander, it's a pleasure to see you. I'm currently going over some extracurricular studies. If you have some time to spare, would you mind joining me? Okay, well let's dig into these animations, so log in. Greetings, Commander. Hee, your timing is impeccable. Oh, she's literally glowing. Oh, and she's just cupping herself a little bit, that delightful bounce. When you're ready, won't you come practice with me? I'm ready. I am ready and waiting. Main screen 1. When you're making milk from powder, it's important to drip a few drops onto your hand to check the temperature. It doesn't feel hot, so I think it's ready for drinking. Here you go, Commander. Well, she's offering us a drink. Okay. Yeah, a little milky surprise. I'm okay with that. Main screen 2. Commander, could I try holding you in my arms while I sing a lullaby? Teehee, I fancy myself a decent singer. She's kind of crossing her arms under her bust and lifting them, and just kind of giving us a bright, warm smile. Very sweet. Okay, main screen 3. You came here just to find me? Because you think I have a lovely motherliness to me? She's, again, clutching herself just a little bit, raising her arm too. Looks like she's pleased by the compliment. Normal touch. It's as though I received your recognition, Commander. I feel so relieved. Just pressing her fingertips together in thoughtfulness. Special touch. Commander, do you want to practice this too? Oh, man. Oh, the motion. She's did it. Okay, so her eyes kind of hidden from view as she's flushed with embarrassment. But then she asks if we want to practice with the unmistakable hand motion. So I think we know exactly what she's all about. I'll try a head pat. Phew, you learned just how to do it, just like the book said, Commander. Oh, she kind of tugs on her top a little bit, lets them drop too. Very nice. Mission reminder. Commander, try not to get too focused on your practice. You should still have missions to complete. It's good advice. Again, she's got that kind of graceful touch. Mission complete. Don't forget to collect your rewards, Commander. Oh, she's kind of like rocking her hips a little bit in that pose. Did you see? So she's kind of like bouncing her backside against her heels as she's shifting back and forth. Mail reminder. Here's your mail, Commander. Oh, she just pulls it out of nowhere. Should I open it for you? Commission complete. The light shall disperses the fog of darkness. Oh, the girls are back. Here's a little exclamation point as she's surprised by their return. Return to port. Welcome back, Commander. If you're tired, I could rub your back for you. So closes in on the pop-up book, zooming up. Little wink with the star flying out. She does a soft fondle of her assets a little bit. Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. Alright, so as far as secret interactions go, Lusty is actually packing quite a bit in here, so let's go through them right now, the ones that I found so far anyway. So you can actually toggle her stockings off and on by tapping her feet. So if you tap her feet, it actually gives her bare legs, and then if you tap her feet again, puts the stockings back on, so there's a little customization option there. Next, if you tap the little Manjuu that's marching around back there behind the table, he actually climbs up onto the table, holds up two signs, so the red signs cycles through different expressions, facial expressions, that Lusty can have. So we're gonna go back. We'll stick with the heart pupils. It's always a favorite. And then actually the blue sign switches between poses. So you can see I've got pose 1 here. If you choose it and then click the green check mark, changes the pose so that Lusty's now doing that pretty suggestive hand gesture right there. So now every alternate pose actually has an additional animation tied to it. So if you tap her hands here, she starts doing a little thrust in action, as you can see. And then actually while you're in a particular pose, you can tap our little blue boy down here, and you can actually swap between the expressions without having to go all the way back to the start. Tap him again to take down the sign, and then of course if you tap the red sign with the X, it'll actually revert back to the default pose. So again, you have to tap him to go through and cycle through the different poses, so we're going to do that right now. So pose number 2 here, this is where she actually pulls out a little storybook, and she's got a little picture here in the book. So you can tap the picture in the book, and then she gives a little wink, a little star pops out, very cute. So number 3 is the popsicle. So she pulls out a popsicle, you can tap that popsicle, and then she does enjoy it for just a bit. You get a little spit string with the lick. Alright, so number 4 is where she gets a little tied up. Her wrists are bound by this ribbon up here, as you can see. And if you tap and drag, you can actually tug on the straps across her back, like so. And it actually snaps the string across her back, and she gets a little peeved. You can see a little steam popping out of her after the first moment of surprise from the snap. And then number 5. So number 5 is also a tied up one, a little bit more aggressive, bound all around her torso. You can see that ribbon just sinking into the softness of her bust and her back. And she's still got that smile on her face though. So if you tap her bust, she gets a little embarrassed expression, the hearts fly up, she does a little pivot with her hip too, so again, that's the animation that's tied to pose 5. Now is the mini game. So if you tap the Manjuu that has the pink ribbon, this will start up the actual rock, paper, scissors mini game. So through these options, you're actually picking which option Lusty is going to be showing. So if you pick scissors, Lusty is going to put out the scissors. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Against the Manjuu, and the Manjuu is going to put up the paper, so she actually gets a win. Now, the way this works, it's kind of interesting. The calendar in the back here is actually a scoreboard. So you see the first 3 days. Now they have three yellow stars, so that means that we've gotten 3 wins, quote unquote, in the rock, paper, scissors. And so now that we have 3 wins, you see that this butterfly is now roaming about the room, right? It's fluttering about. So if you tap that butterfly, it darkens the room, and Lusty is literally glowing with essence. And while she's glowing, you can actually pull up the different customization options too. You can pull up the little blue Manjuu, go through the different expressions, the different poses while she's glowing, should you desire that. And you can see that the stars are actually lit up on the calendar too, again signifying the wins that Lusty has. And so I guess she's feeling good, obviously, because she's on a winning streak. And then if you tap the butterfly again, it goes back to normal here, although she still does have kind of this glow, this haze about her. Alright, so next we're going to try to lose, and this is going to take a little bit of trial and error, because it is, you know, effectively random, right? So what we want is to only have one star on the calendar, and that'll open up more options. So there we go, we lost one, and you can see we have one star on the calendar, and Lusty looks a little peeved, right? So from here, if you tap her knee, it actually creates tears in the stocking as well as in her dress right along her backside that you can see right there. So that is a lovely little option, and when she's angry like this, it does seem like it trumps any of her other animations that she could get into, so she's mad. So we do want to see if we can give her the win and get back to normal. Let's see here. Oh, we took another loss, so she's going to be mad again. So once again, we can get the customization. The tears do disappear as soon as you go back into the rock, paper, scissors, because by default, when you go into the rock, paper, scissors, you have 2 stars. So it's either a win or a loss. So again, it's all tied to the scoreboard up here. If she has 3 stars, you get the butterfly. If she has 1 star, she has the sort of the angry expression, and you can actually create some tears in her dress. So yeah, it's a fun little minigame to play through here. And here's Lusty with her very first live 2D. Hard to believe, given her popularity and undeniable charm. Pristine white cloth of her outfit and apron that sits gently across her welcoming lap. It's a classroom setting, with the baby Manjuu just running about. The nurturing smile and maternal grace Lusty exudes belies a much more scintillating sultriness and thoughts of debauchery from her various animations. She looks terrific, casting this gentle warmth, all while wearing a backless dress that dips low to skirt the edge of her posterior cleavage, the arch of her figure accentuating her womanly curves, squeezable backside resting on the heels of her feet. Extravagant volume of her bountiful bust fills out the front of the dress and rests along her arm with a pillowy softness. The skin really captures her caring nature, gentle demeanor, and her ravenous sensual appetite all in one. A series of suggestive and seductive poses and expressions are available to entice, and having an entire rock, paper, scissors minigame is a delightful surprise, along with the series of visual treats and animations that we can enjoy based on that game's outcome. This is definitely a skin where it's much more than first glance. The sheer number of different options is really impressive. Lusty looks positively tasty, and the juxtaposition of the setting with the seductive elements can really fuel a raucous fire within the viewer. I gotta say, A++ with an invitation for some private extra credit. Lusty's Live 2D is a big win. I think that's going to do it for the skin showcase. Honestly, the animated side of the batch really kind of knocked it out of the park. I'm very pleased with all of the selection that's there. But let me know down below which was your favorite, which skins you ended up picking up, if any. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, comment down below, subscribing to the channel for more Azur Lane content. We thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, let's protect those waters.